Hi guys, and welcome back to a new vlog. I'm Malin and this is my husband Alex, and together we are the Time Zone Junkies.
Today we are in rainy England, and we thought we'd take this opportunity to make a Q&A video for you guys. We have had loads of questions from you on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and what better time to answer these questions than right now. I'm pretty excited about it too.
Let's jump straight into it with question number one from Music World, a subscriber of ours on YouTube. He wants to know who we are, where we are from, and if we're married.
So, I'm Alex, this is Malin, as you already know. I'm from the UK, United Kingdom, and Malin is from Sweden, and yes, we are married. Second question comes from Han Luchenson, one of our loyal subscribers from California. He asks, do you both play the ukulele, and who are your musical influences?
Yes, we do both play the ukulele. I'm not very good at it. I practiced a lot in the beginning when Alex bought me my ukulele, because it's my ukulele that you sometimes see in our videos. Let them all pass, so let dirty remarks, why? My musical influences are Bob Dylan. In my teenage years it was Guns N' Roses, the Beatles. I used to listen to all of my dad's Beatles albums.
And for me, my musical influences, well, when I was a teenager, definitely Oasis. I loved Oasis. And then more into Manu Chao, like kind of Spanish and Hispanic music, and then obviously classic rock, who doesn't like some classic rock. And more recently, one of the bands that I just keep listening to all the time over and over again is The Cat Empire.
Moving on to question number 3. Akash Lad wants to know how we adjust our biological clock while traveling when we don't have a perfect schedule.
Well, I guess we try to have a routine. We always try to get up about the same time, have a similar breakfast, eat healthily, and I guess maybe you also mean jet lag and things like that. But as we don't really fly so much, it's not really an issue for us. We don't have to deal with jet lag very often.
Yes, and we don't travel very intensely either, which helps. Question number 4.
Question number 4 comes from M. Addy. He asks, what do you find attractive with India?
The diversity, it's so big. I mean, we've only scratched a little corner up in the north of India on our last trip that we did. It's so diverse. We've seen deserts, we've seen lakes, we've seen the river Ganges several times. The religion, the culture, the food. What do you think?
Yeah, it's just such a different place to anywhere we've been before. It's really, really incredible.
Question number 5. Varun Singh wants to know what the worst thing about India is, in our opinion.
I guess the first thing that really gets you is the noise. It's an assault on the senses. It's so noisy. Unless of course you're up in Himachal Pradesh or in the mountains somewhere where it's a bit...
But even there, if you're passing through a town, it's so noisy. We've never been in a country where they use the horn on their vehicles so much and for no reason at all.
Yeah, you can see people just driving down a completely empty road with no one on it, and they are just hitting that horn the whole time. And the other thing that we find not so good about India.
Something that we noticed, maybe not in every place we were, but in quite a few, that people wee in the street. And we don't mean those little walls and sheds and corners that they have everywhere for people to wee, but people are just like right next to you on the street, they will wee. And obviously not everyone does this, and it hasn't changed our perspective of India at all, but we find it a little bit strange.
The next question comes from R.S. Rahul. He asks, how do we feel about India, and how do we feel about India now we've finished our travels there and our series there?
I think we were expecting quite a lot of noise. We expected it to be very dirty, smelly. We expected to see a lot of poverty. But to be honest, and we started our trip in Varanasi. For you who know what Varanasi is, that is a pretty special place that might shock some people. But we were positively surprised. And generally speaking about India, we didn't see as much poverty as we expected. Sure, there was poverty. Sure, there were people begging, kids, children. There was organized begging and all those things. There was a lot of hassles with tuk-tuks.
Your dentist?
No, I don't have any money. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But I think we came quite prepared, and therefore our experience of India now after our series is very positive. The next question comes from 2 subscribers. So there are actually 2 questions that we put together because we think they belong together. So it's from Ruhit Daksh and Monish Tripathi. And sorry guys if I don't pronounce your names correctly. Here we go. What's your most favorite place in India, and did you guys feel safe?
I think it has to be Varanasi. Yeah,
Most definitely Varanasi, there's no question about it. And I think we didn't expect that.
No,
It's such an amazing place, it's so colorful, it's so different, it's so intense, and noisy, beautiful,
historic,
spiritual.
vibrant.
It's such a cool place. Definitely recommend anyone going to India to visit Varanasi. And did we feel safe?
Yes,
in India?
completely safe. Yeah, I don't think we ever felt unsafe in the whole 2 months we were there, for me anyway. Next question. A couple of people have asked us about food. So Baktuk and Chandra Prakesh and Sevak asked us, what is your favorite Indian food?
And they also asked us if we like Indian food. And yes, we do like Indian food a lot. My favorite Indian food, I mean, this is really difficult because I really like most Indian food. I don't think we had anything we didn't like.
Not really, no.
Maybe something, but I can't remember it now. I really like paneer machani or makhani, dosa, masala dosa, of course, and chaat, different kinds of chaat. If you don't know what all these foods are, we have a food blog from the holy city of Haridwar. Ching ching, a little link up here. What's your favorite food?
For me, it has to be the chole puri, which is like the fried chickpeas, spicy chickpeas, and you get like a fried puri with it. Oh my god, it's so good. And paratha, of course. And for both of us, something that we both miss now we're not in India. I know it's not a type of food, but the masala chai. Oh my god,
And ginger chai.
masala chai.
Ginger chai. Well, both of them. It is super yummy. And lassi. We can go on and on about the food and the drinks. It is really, really good.
Okay, next one comes from The World and Us and Ella in Wanderlust. They ask, if money wasn't an issue, what would be your dream destination and
Bucket list destination.
bucket list destination, yeah?
So I don't have any particular country on my bucket list. I got loads, not just one. And we don't really like going to fancy, expensive places, so money is not really an issue for us. I think when we travel, it's never really an obstacle. For me, at the moment, I would say Central America, because I've never been to that part of the world and I really, really want to go there.
For me, something, and like many other people, I want to see Northern Lights. And it is an expensive thing to do, but yeah, that would be something for me.
Okay, the next question comes from Saurabh Bapari. He wants us to tell him some good qualities in Indian people and some bad habits that Indian people have from our experience in the street. Bad experience, positive one, the hospitality, like we mentioned earlier, the generosity. In India, I don't know how to say this in Hindi, but they have an expression in Hindi that translates that guests are God, and they mentioned that to us so many times, and we really felt that by everyone who picked us up, the people we hung out with. You're just amazing, super hospitable people.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. People are just so nice. The next question comes from Priyesh Kumar, a YouTube subscriber. He asks us what our most heart-touching moment was hitchhiking in India.
This is a very tricky question to answer because every time we hitchhike, we have heart-touching moments. Even though we've done it so much and in so many different countries, we're always amazed about how generous and kind people are to us. It's absolutely amazing. There is one thing that stands out. Maybe it didn't really stand out to us when it happened because we've had so many of those moments in other countries, but something that a lot of Indian people reacted to when they watched our video, which was the first hitchhiking video that we did on India, you can see it up here, was when one of our drivers, when he dropped us off, gave us a bag with food that his wife had cooked for him.
Yeah, it was really nice. He goes, "Here, my wife made this, you can have it." And we're like, "Are you sure?" "Yep, you're having it." It's really nice.
We had so many comments on that from Indian people. Yeah. Amazing. They were probably more touched by that than we were. Not that it didn't mean anything to us, but we just had so many of those things happening to us on the road in other countries as well. But that is a really, really, really sweet gesture, seriously. Next question. This is gonna be a long one, I think. Let's see. Look who's blogging wants to know if we are gonna come to California.
Yes. Just when? That's the question.
Secret. We will keep you updated on that one.
Okay, next question comes from Deepak Gupta. Guys, what did you find so special about hitchhiking?
Many things. I mean, if you have never ever hitchhiked, you might think that hitchhiking is all about saving money, being cheapskates, going for free, but it really isn't. What we love most about hitchhiking is the generosity of the people, the hospitality, the quick connections that you make with locals when you're in a car. Like when you meet people in real life, it takes ages sometimes before you become friends, but when you're hitchhiking, you're best friends in a minute.
Yeah, it's really quick.
It's really
amazing
weird
how it happens like that.
And also, it's an adventure. You never know what's gonna happen. Okay, we went for a few minutes and now we're invited for some food and to have tea with this lovely guy here.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're the Tom Junkies, we've already said it. Nothing will stop us if we get an invitation. But when you hitchhike, you never know. Things happen all the time. You get invited to food, you get invited to sleep in people's houses, you name it. There are loads of things that makes hitchhiking an adventure that is really worth traveling like that for. We're moving on to the next question.
One quality that you guys admire the most in an individual and one that repels you, from Kushal Pandey, YouTube subscriber.
Okay, so let's answer these ones individually. So for me, it's the generosity, because seriously, I mean, I've never picked up a hitchhiker. And if I do have a car one day and I will see a hitchhiker, I will definitely pick that hitchhiker up. But I am not sure if I will invite that hitchhiker for a meal or invite that hitchhiker to come and stay at my house. So therefore, I'm incredibly amazed by people who do this, who invite people to come stay in their house after just a few minutes in their car. It's happened to us so many times. It's happened to other hitchhikers so many times. I'm seriously impressed with the trust that we have received from our drivers and people that we've met on the road. Something that repels me, alcohol. I mean, it's not like I haven't drunk in my life, because I have, but I really, really don't like drunk people, and I don't understand or like that people have to drink alcohol to socialize in so many countries.
Yeah, I agree with that. One thing that repels me, not so much the need to drink, but the smell of stale alcohol. Somebody who's been drinking vodka all night or hard spirits, the smell that comes out of their mouth is just, it's not nice. And stale cigarettes as well, it's not nice. Okay, one thing that I admire, I think warm-hearted, fun people. People that are ready to laugh, people that just are always laughing. It's amazing, yeah, really nice. Jaiswal G from YouTube asks, where did we meet for the first time? You can take this one, Marlin.
Yeah. Oh, you can watch it in the other Q&A video that we made, linked up here. No, I'm just joking. Alex and I met in Spain. I had been living in Spain for about 2 years when we met. I lived in Malaga. I needed a change, so I moved to Seville. It's not too far from Malaga. I was working in a hostel. Alex was doing his exchange here in uni there, and yeah, that's how we met. We met in the hostel because he was hanging out with some people there. If you want to know more about that, because it's quite a funny story, watch our other Q&A video, like I said. Links up here.
And the rest, they say, is history. Anyway, next question. Atticus Kilby, actually one of our Patreons, asks, Marlin, where in Sweden do you call home?
I don't know. I don't call Sweden home anymore. I haven't for a very long time because I haven't lived there since 2008, and before that I was already traveling quite a bit. But I am from a little town called Hitchhiking, which is right underneath the biggest Lake Vänern, on this beach basically. Well, our house is on the beach, but not too far away from the beach. It's a beautiful place, a very small town. But no, I don't really call any place home in Sweden anymore because it doesn't feel like home. My suitcase is my home, wherever I go.
After you, Malin.
Oh, so where are we now? Okay, so, how do I pronounce this name? Vijendra Singh Chichi from YouTube. Sorry, I cannot pronounce it. I don't mean to offend you guys. Wants to know how much we spent in India daily for food and like living expenses.
So we spent in the 2 months, we want to be completely honest on our channel, so here's the honesty. We spent in 2 months in India $1,300.
Approximately.
Yeah, give or take a few cents.
For two people, so not each, for two people, for the both of us. And that included everything. That included our buses, we didn't go on any trains. It included accommodation, it included our SIM cards, internet top-ups every day. It included some shopping, some clothes that we bought, entrance fees.
Even a new phone as well.
Even a new phone. Yeah. And I think also a flight.
Yeah, or maybe one of a flight.
Yeah, I don't remember. So on average, if you average this, it's about $21 a day. But obviously on food and accommodation, we spent probably about $10 to $12 sometimes, depending on what kind of accommodation we had.
Yeah, it goes up and down every day, but that's just the average. Anyway, next question. Nick and Helmi, they also have a YouTube channel. They asked, what is your favorite dish and cuisine from all the places you've been to?
I don't have one.
That's very difficult.
Yeah, I don't have a favorite. But for the last 12 years, which are all the years that I've been going to Thailand, been there a lot, Thai food. But I love a lot of food. I like Italian food a lot. I like Indian food. I like my mom's food, you know, that comfort food. I just like food.
I can narrow it down to several dishes that you actually eat in combination with each other at the same time, so we can call it one dish if you like.
Thai food as well.
Yeah, it's a type of Thai food. It's called lab, which is like this kind of minty, spicy, fresh salad with meat, and somtam, which is a unripe papaya salad, nice and spicy, and you get all of that with some sticky rice. Oh my god, it is the best.
I can confirm that is really, really, really
sorry,
tasty.
I shouldn't say oh my god, I should say oh my Buddha in this situation.
Or oh my all gods.
Oh my all gods.
Oh my all gods. Anyways, we need to move on because we've got so many questions to answer and this is going to be really, really long. Now, another question from our dear subscriber, Hans, how do you pronounce his name?
Hans Lucian and his wife Pamela. They ask, as long as you go from country to country, do you have to go back to your home country for visa renewal?
Up until now, we haven't had to do that because we haven't traveled to any countries where we need to apply for the visa in our home country. However, we wanted to go to Pakistan after India and that was tricky. I could apply online, it's new, for an e-visa, but this Englishman here still needs to go back to England to get a Pakistan visa. Generally, we get our visas online or we go to countries where we get visa exemptions. So, no, we don't need to go home.
We are very lucky to have the passports from the country that we're from.
We got our passports back from the Chinese embassy in Vientiane, Laos, and we got them approved. We got visas.
We are going to our comrade's country, China. Yeah, we're very lucky.
Yes, definitely very lucky. And just some information for you guys, we are setting up our web page. So as soon as we have that done, it probably will take a long time, we will start writing actually. We will let you know.
Next question comes from two people. They have a similar question. One guy is called Dawal Mishra and the other person is called Sandy Storm. Nice name, nice name. Do you guys ever think about settling down somewhere like a peaceful countryside house and maybe raise kids? And the other person asks, when are you planning to have kids and settle down? I would actually quite like to have a nice little really house in the countryside, and a nice bunch of animals.
He wants donkeys.
Yeah, I like donkeys, goats, everything.
So I don't have that need as much. I'm a lost soul. I've always been. I never felt like I found my place anywhere. So I mean, it would be nice, but I also know myself, and every time we do try to settle, I get very anxious. Talking about kids, so I don't know if you know, but I'm 41 already. Alex is a bit younger than I am. With the age that I'm at now, I don't feel like I need to have kids. I wanted to before, we tried, it didn't work out. So where we're at now, we just want to travel, maybe have some animals in the future. Yeah. Okay,
next one comes from, actually we don't have a name for this one. Oh, I know who it is. It's Wandering Frenchie, yes. She has a YouTube channel too. She asks, what advice would you give to a newbie YouTube travel channel? Do we have any regrets? Things that we wish we had known before? Lots of questions.
Well, it kind of depends on if you want to do YouTube just for fun, or if you actually care about growing on YouTube and maybe earn some bucks. Make sure that you're professional from the beginning. With professional, I don't mean like what you say to the camera, etc., because we're still not very professional. But maybe to have a fairly good camera, to have a fairly good computer that can handle a good editing program. Because when we started, we didn't have that. We had very bad cameras. We didn't know what we were doing. We had basically never watched a vlog, I think. And we hitchhiked from Thailand to Spain and we documented it. And it could have been such an awesome series if we had had a good camera, a good computer, and if I knew how to edit before. So learn to edit before you start your YouTube channel.
There are plenty of courses on Skillshare. There are plenty.
Not sponsored.
Yeah, I wish. Skillshare, Udemy, just YouTube videos. I mean, people give lots of tips. Just look how people edit.
And another tip, try to create a community from the start. Yeah. We didn't care so much about our viewers in the beginning. Oh, we did, but we didn't know how to engage people to watch our videos. We didn't work hard on building a community on our channel. That's something we still struggle with actually. So try to do that, because I think that is something that really will help you grow if that's what you want on YouTube.
She also asks, what is your favorite activity, place to go when you need a break from traveling? How do you stay mentally healthy with your lifestyle?
Okay, so favorite place to go up until now, it has been Thailand. So I've been going to Thailand for the last 12 or 13 years or something like that, I think. And it's a place where I feel really relaxed. It's a place that is very easy to be. Alex been going there with me for I don't know how many years now. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, I think it's a great place. Very easy place to be and spend time.
And cheap.
Yes, it is cheap. So how do we stay mentally healthy? I guess the way we travel fairly slowly. We're not intense travelers. That probably helps us not to get completely wiped out in terms of energy and inspiration. Yeah. Try not to visit too many places in a short amount of time, and take breaks. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, take breaks. Most definitely. I mean, for me, I don't think it is the traveling and moving from place to place that affects my mental health, but rather not being able to keep a good balance with my travel, social life and YouTube. I have a tendency to get into it too much because I'm the one editing, so I listen to myself all the time, and yeah, I become quite self-critical, I think, and I find that's hard because that really affects my mental health. So to keep the balance with that.
I think also if you feel like not doing anything one particular day,
don't do it.
You're not forced to go and see every single site in a city or do something every day. If you want to have a day off, have a day off.
Yeah, that's something that we are getting better at, but we still struggle with it, but we're getting better at it. Next question.
Next question comes from our friends over at Puri and Sue. What is your most memorable video and destination so far?
It was actually when we met up with you guys and made a collab video.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. I know it sounds cheesy because you're the ones who asked the question, but it was very special to us, I think, to meet up with some other YouTubers and actually make a video. And we got on really well with you guys, so that was really cool. It's very memorable for us.
Yeah, and the food. Wow.
If you want to watch our video on that, there's a link up here, and down in the description we'll put a link to their video.
How many links can we put up there? We're nearly running out.
I don't know, we will see where we put the links.
And okay, most memorable destination?
It sounds cheesy because it was our last destination, and most of you people who have asked questions for this Q&A video are from India. But I assure you guys, this is not why we're saying India. We've traveled to so many amazing countries, but India is by far the most intense, most interesting, most different, most diverse, most colorful, the strangest, the weirdest, the most beautiful, the ugliest, the everything. It's just fascinating.
Yeah, I just agree.
Did I cover it?
Yeah. So another one of our subscribers on YouTube who's always writing to us, he asks, what can we do better for you when we come to India again?
Oh, the selfies. We don't mind the selfies, and we get asked for selfies in many countries that we go to, but in India it's really intense, and we actually had to stop taking selfies with people, or we actually had to start saying no to selfies. In particular with people who ask for selfies but they don't have a conversation with us first. There are so many men who want selfies with you if you're a woman with blonde hair, white skin. At one occasion a guy even pushed him away. I've never done a selfie hitchhiking before like this on the road.
4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you.
We're starting our morning today with selfies. Time for a selfie again. Can't go anywhere without a selfie first.
So just have a conversation first, and then ask if it's okay to have a selfie. No.
Yes, so
Okay.
selfies.
Ooh, okay, so many people ask us, how do we fund our travels? How do we get money to travel what seems like non-stop?
It's not non-stop, believe me. So in the past, we funded our travels by working a lot before going traveling. So we would work a lot, spend very little, and have savings. And we also spend very little money when we travel. That's how we used to do it, and we kind of still do that. Now, on the other hand,
Yeah, we have some savings obviously that we're living on, but I also teach online, so when we stop somewhere for a few days, I'll try to put in some hours just to cover our daily costs and a little bit more, and that helps us to sustain ourselves. Also, we have some money coming in from YouTube. We'll mention that later, sorry. We do have a little bit coming from Patreon. We were on another streaming site, but that seems to have stopped.
but these are like very small amounts and it hardly covers food.
We're working on that.
Yeah, we're working on it so that we can continue travel full time. Next question.
Do you guys own a house back home, or are you one of those couples who sold everything to travel the world?
No!
From Harsh
and no.
Singh.
No and no. We have never owned a house. We have never owned a car. Well, you have a very long time ago. We haven't sold anything to go traveling. We've just traveled.
Yeah, we save money
Yeah.
and travel. That's how we've been doing it, and now we're trying to earn money whilst traveling, which is the challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, next question comes from Pawan Dalvi and also Surab Vijayash. Sorry, they ask, which application do we use for video editing?
And who edits the videos? So I edit the videos.
Chief editor.
I know that most of you, especially our Indian viewers, you think that Alex edits the videos. You always write to him in the comments, nice video bro, nice video sir, blah blah blah, always Alex, 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 which gets to me a little bit sometimes because I run our YouTube channel mainly. Alex is mainly just in it.
I'm just the star of the show.
And he's the, he checks the edits after I've done that. Editing program, so I started with Movie Maker on our little notebook. So if you go back and watch our old videos, like our very old videos
From Thailand.
and the first ones, Hitchhiking from Thailand to Spain, you will see that they are very simple. After that, I started editing on a better computer, and I use Premiere Elements, which is kind of the little brother of Premiere Pro, which I use now. So yeah, Premiere Pro is the editing program I use at the moment.
Okay, next question comes from Travel Pockets, also a YouTube channel. They ask, do you have a budget for all your trips, or do you just wing it?
Well, firstly, important to mention, so far we've only traveled to cheap countries, and we kind of base our budget on the price in the countries that we go to. So we check what is the price of accommodation, how much does food cost, we do a lot of research, read blogs about prices, etc. And for some reason we actually regardless how many blogs we read, we end up spending less than most people.
Yeah, so
I don't know how we do it.
I don't know, we usually check what the average cost of cheapest accommodation is, what we think we're going to spend in a day, and then we set a limit of how much we want to spend as a maximum, and we just try to stick to it or go below that.
Yeah.
That's the kind of winging it part of it. Yeah.
And I think I'm going to read the next question, which is from Sandy Storm again. And Sandy Storm wants to know, have you felt unsafe at any point of time while hitchhiking in India or elsewhere? If yes, then why and where, and how did you overcome it? Alright, so in India we never felt unsafe at any point hitchhiking.
No, it was very safe the whole time, we never had any problems.
And in the other 20 countries we've hitchhiked through, we've only had one negative experience that made us feel unsafe. That included another person or what another person did to me. And that was in Turkey. I don't want to go into detail, but he was a bit too friendly with me, and at this point Alex and I had separated for a few minutes and we shouldn't have done that.
But other than that, I mean, imagine we've been in, I think, what, 600 cars? And usually there's more than one person in a car, so that's, you know, at least 1,000 people and
at
one person.
Yeah, and at that point when that happened, I think we had been in nearly 500 cars, and I guess the way that I overcame it was to just convincing myself that people are good and that this one person was an exception, because he was.
Next question. Okay, I think this is I think this is Deepak Gupta. He asks, please, if you can give an honest answer, did you choose India only for the views or something else?
Yes and no, and no and yes.
It's a mix of both, yeah. Because I mean, India, I mean, everyone wants to travel to India at some point. It's an incredible country.
It's
so
a
much
must
to
go
see.
to destination.
Yeah, it's so different from everything else. So no, it's not only about the views.
Obviously, we knew that we were going to get an increase in views because not everyone, but most travel YouTubers do get an increase in views, and that is from Indian people. But no, we didn't go there for the views, because also what we knew before going there, and what I think most travel YouTubers should know, but maybe not all subscribers know, is that Indian views don't pay much. They actually pay like about 10 times less than American views, to take one example. So even though it looks great on your channel, you have lots of subscribers and lots of views compared to what you had before, you're actually not really earning much more than you did before you went there.
Unless you're getting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of every video.
We will get back to that though, because there is a question about how much we earn on YouTube. So hold on tight, keep watching, and we'll answer you how much we earn on YouTube.
Priyesh Kumar. Suppose you are hitchhiking in someone's vehicle. You observe that the person is talking on the phone, crossing signals, driving recklessly. Will you confront the driver? If so, how? Or will you simply get out of the car?
If we feel unsafe in the car, we sometimes ask them to slow down. It depends on the relationship that we have with the driver. Sometimes we feel we can't, so then we just get out. But we haven't done that so many times actually. I'm going to read the next one. Where is it? It's from Harsh WDHN from YouTube. Don't you ever face health issues while traveling so much? If yes, then what? And if no, then how do you manage to stay healthy? Well, I guess we get the things that most people get when you travel a lot. Food poisoning.
We're in Kashmir and we've been stuck here for 3 days because I got food poisoning.
Marlin's not here today, she's got food poisoning. Yeah, Marlin got food poisoning once, maybe twice in India.
Heat stroke.
Yeah,
as well, I'm very sensitive to heat. I don't drink enough water. Yes.
Touch wood. We have had nothing major like a broken leg or a need to go home yet, and hopefully we won't. Next question comes from Abhishek Kumar Yadav. He asks, ma'am and sir, how do you manage time for your family as well as travel?
Well, we do FaceTime calls and WhatsApp calls, and we try to go home at least once a year. Now we've actually been away for 15 months. I think this is the longest we've been away from family. But thanks to FaceTime and all those things, social media, it doesn't feel like we're away from our families for a long time.
Next one, Vivek Sharma asks how many countries we have visited.
About 35 countries each and 21 together.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay, Pikachu, why did you hitchhike in India?
It was quite a natural decision, as we had already hitchhiked in about 18 or 19 countries before going to India, so we just had to try it there as well.
Exactly. Okay, and where is our next trip? From Raj Sekapati.
So when you're watching this video, you have just finished watching our India series. After India, we went to Central Asia and visited 3 countries there, and we will have videos from 2 of them. The first one being Uzbekistan, and that video will be posted very, very soon, which we're quite excited about because we've never been there before either, and it's been closed for tourism for a long time, but now opened up, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, and okay, here is another question. What were your jobs before traveling? Actually, it comes from one of my friend's ex-girlfriend's sister. Yeah, from Alice. So thank you, Alice.
Okay, so before we became full-time travelers, we were both living in Spain together, as we mentioned earlier, and in the last years that we lived there, during the last years living there, we both worked as ESL teachers, English second language teachers in language schools and academies. So that's what we did before we traveled, and now Alex teaches online.
Yeah, I'm still teaching online, just a couple courses. Next question. Okay, how much money do we earn from YouTube these days?
Go on, Alex. How much did we earn when we were in India?
Yeah, so before we started getting more views in India, we were getting between $15 and $25 a month, which is not really much considering how much time and effort we put into filming, editing, and replying to comments and all these things on YouTube.
It's a full-time job, believe me.
Once we got the spike in India,
which happened very recently, not when we were there, obviously, because we were like 2 to 3 months behind in editing.
I think in June we got about $40. In July we got about $250, so that was nice.
That was a big spike.
And then now in August so far, I think we are on $35 or something so far. So as you can see, it's not so much, and it doesn't support our travels full time.
No, and it's because what we mentioned earlier, that our views come from India. And it's not that we don't appreciate your views. I mean, we love your views, we love your comments. Like, we've never had any other nationality commenting so much on our videos. And it's not only because we're getting more views, you're just very engaging, and we really like that. But sadly, it pays a lot less than European and American views.
So for transparency, 1,000 views averages about 38 cents from Indian views, and 1,000 views from people in America averages about $5 to $6. So you can see the difference is huge. Okay, look, we've got 2 questions left.
Wow.
AB asks, how much do you love each other?
How much do you love me?
That much.
That's not
many
much.
more. Many more. But I can't do that on camera.
Oh, I love you. To the sun and many loops around it and back, and I'll burn myself for you.
Yeah, don't burn yourself too much, otherwise you won't be anything left of you. Right, next question.
Is it the last question?
Yes, it is. Okay. Nikki asks, what do you feel, or how safe is India for solo female travelers?
I can't answer that because I'm not a solo female traveler, I'm not a solo female hitchhiker. To be completely honest, but I might be completely wrong, I'm not sure if I would do it in India. I mean, solo travel, I would do solo travel, no question. It's safe, I'm fine. But I'm not entirely sure if I would hitchhike solo in India, although I would do in many other countries. I can't say why. Maybe it's because of my experiences with all these selfies, men being really pushy, taking selfies, putting their arms around me. I also have friends who, sadly enough, have been groped. This does not mean in any way, because I don't want to end this video on a negative note, because we love India and it's amazing. I can't answer it. It's too difficult for me to answer.
Yeah. Well, that was it. I don't know how many questions there were. I felt like 100. So as always, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, you found it helpful in any way, give us a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, hit that little notification bell button so you get notified every time we upload a video. And
if you feel extra generous today, if you have some spare money laying around that you feel like you don't know what to spend it on, you can become a patron. It's linked to at the end of this video and below, and we would really appreciate that. And share our videos with your friends. Not only this video, all of the videos. It's time to end this video because we're running out of battery. So thank you so much for watching. We love you guys. Thanks for everyone who watched our India series. Bye.